Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to go over how to start in YouTube Ads SMMA in 2020. I'm going to go over the niches you should choose. I'm going to go over how to outreach and get clients and much more. So before we get into this, the reason why I kind of think that YouTube Ads e-commerce is the best SMMA opportunity of 2020 in terms of starting an agency and scaling one is because our agency, Linx Digital, has been able to actually scale a lot of e-com clients, and it's quite easy. Like, we've been getting pretty much home runs with e-com clients. With one client, we had over 6 figures in fees paid to our agency, and that's not including ad spend. So we've been doing really well with it, and it's been very profitable. Let's go over a few reasons why YouTube Ads for e-commerce is kind of my preferred SMMA opportunity for 2020. Reason number one is there's so much less competition than on Facebook ads. So Facebook ads for e-commerce stores is very competitive. You have so many agencies. You throw a stone here and you'll probably hit a Facebook ads agency owner. So it's basically extremely competitive. While with YouTube advertising, I haven't heard of a single agency that specializes in e-com for YouTube. Our agency is starting to do that, but honestly, it's kind of a wide open field. The second reason why is because it's actually easier to get results with YouTube ads for e-commerce than with Facebook ads. And that again comes down to competition. Most marketers are on Facebook ads, they're using Facebook ads for e-commerce, but it's very rare to see e-commerce brands use YouTube for their own marketing. And because of that, you can actually get your clients great results, be able to scale them, and then be able to charge much higher fees because you're actually scaling these clients. So for example, for one of our clients, Indestructible Shoes, we were actually able to generate $1 million in revenue at a 2.1x ROAS, and that was just one example. Our student Mike, for example, he had his own e-com store, and he's made over $1.5 million with YouTube ads for his e-com store. So because of how easy it is to get results with YouTube advertising for e-commerce brands, I honestly think it's the best opportunity. It's easy to get clients, it's easy to get results for them, and there's just a lot of money to be made here. Now, how do you actually find the right niches for e-commerce on YouTube? So for us, we have a few simple rules. The first is that we want an AOV of at least $45 to $50, and we want to make sure the conversion rate is kind of high. At the $45 to $50 range, you want to make sure the conversion rate is at least at 3%. If you have a AOV that's like $150, you can get away with a lower conversion rate, but really what you want is more high margin and high AOV products. Honestly, with YouTube paid ads, low margin products don't work that well, and neither do really low cost products. Now, sometimes they can work. We have one client where their AOV is a little lower, but their conversion rate is over 4%. And they have a lot of recurring orders, so they don't really need to make that much upfront. Now, the second thing we look for is, do they have a good backend? Do they have cross-sells, upsells, and ways to increase customer lifetime value? All of these are important because we don't want to go in with a client that has unrealistic expectations, and we want to be focused on scale and really taking their ad spend to the 100K a month and beyond mark. And that doesn't happen if you have a low margin product or if your backend and email marketing isn't built out. Now, the third criteria we look for is to ensure that there's actually kind of a very unique product. This is not compulsory, but if you have a unique product that solves a unique pain point, and if it can be demonstrated visually, that's a huge plus. So I've seen ads on YouTube for like flashlights that are very powerful. That's an example of a product that can be demonstrated visually and will sell really well on the video format. However, a lot of niches can do well on YouTube. For example, beauty, right? Because that's very visual. Now, let's talk about how you actually can get these e-commerce clients. So there's a few different methods. Number one is content marketing, like the kind of marketing I'm doing right now. This actually works really well. We just closed an e-commerce client due to a video I posted on YouTube. So content can really help with that. And that could also be your Facebook group. So we have a YouTube channel, we have a Facebook group where we post content and we actually kind of engage with people and teach them. And both of these are big lead gen sources for us. Another good source of leads is job sites like Upwork.com, where you can find e-com brands that are looking for paid ad specialists. And yeah, Upwork has done quite well for us as well. Now, the other method that we've been trying out lately is cold email, which is reaching out to e-commerce stores with cold email. And we're actually in the process of starting that. I have a friend who does extremely well with this. So this can work as well well. Usually the way you do it is you're going to send them an email with a link to a case study, and then after that you're going to try getting them on a call. And usually if you can get, like, you send out 100 cold emails and you get like a few calls, 4 or 5 calls, it's usually a good sign. I know some people have higher call booking rates. Now, another really great strategy is Facebook groups. So there are a lot of e-commerce Facebook groups, and you want to either post valuable content in there, so write up a case study and post it in there, or you want to answer people's questions. So if somebody has a question about YouTube ads, you go in there, you answer it, and basically this is really helpful to people. And then you can reach out to them and ask them a few more questions, get them on a call, and basically close clients that way. So I have a lot of friends who use that as well. So those are a few different ways of getting those clients. You can obviously find in-depth trainings on those all over the place, but those are a few avenues, and it is quite easy because nobody's really pitching YouTube ads for e-com. Now, how do you learn YouTube ads for e-commerce? So let's say if you're already a Facebook ad agency, or perhaps you're a freelancer, how do you actually add YouTube ads into your repertoire? So one really good tip I have is to actually ask your Facebook ad clients, hey, if they'd be willing to put in $500 to $1,000 of budget into YouTube, and you'll manage that for free. You'll basically test it out and have it as an experiment. That's a really good way to get clients to give you some budget, so you can kind of go on the platform and actually learn it. Now, in terms of actually how to learn YouTube ads, my channel on YouTube has a ton of free videos. There are a lot of free videos all over the place, and those are very, very useful. I also have an in-depth YouTube ads course that you can check out. I'll have a link in the description below. It's super in-depth and goes into A to Z what you need to do to run YouTube ads. It's based on $8 million in ad spend and what we've learned from that. Now, the last way you can actually learn YouTube ads, and this is a great way for newbies as well, is to actually go intern for an agency or an existing media buyer. Tell them, hey, I'll do whatever you want, all the grunt work for free. Just let me kind of learn from you. So that's another way to learn. Now, I hope you really enjoyed this video, and hopefully it gave you some ideas of how to get into this e-com for YouTube ads niche. Now, if you're really interested in scaling your YouTube ads or scaling YouTube ads for your clients, I highly encourage you to go check out the Linx YouTube ads course. There'll be a link below to book a discovery call if you're interested in that. Thanks for watching the video, and hit the like button and subscribe button if you like this.